For many, the idea of artificial intelligence feels like a recent breakthrough, something born from viral ChatGPT answers or virtual assistants completing sentences before you even finish typing. But in reality, AI has been with us for decades, quietly evolving in the background. Back in the early days of the internet, we saw the first generation of bots, which included programs designed to perform repetitive tasks. These bots managed basic customer support, helped schedule meetings, or even mimicked conversations on messaging platforms. They weren't brilliant, but they worked. They did what they were programmed to do, that is, automate the mundane. Fast forward to today, and AI is no longer just an assistant. It's a competitor, a collaborator, and for some, a concern. From America to Europe to China, the battle is heating up for the ultimate to be crowned the global AI capital. But which of these powerhouses is truly positioned to take the lead? Hi, I'm Keo, and today we're diving into the world of AI, how it started, how far it's come, and the global race to become the poster child for artificial intelligence. Let's rewind a bit. We've lived with early forms of AI for a while now. Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant. All of them are examples of narrow AI. They're good at one thing, like setting timers or answering questions, but they don't think outside of that box. Think of them as clever librarians who know exactly where the books are, but don't necessarily understand the stories inside them. Today's AI is far more complex. Instead of being hard-coded for one task, it learns from data, a concept known as machine learning. And the more advanced versions like large language models or LLMs are capable of mimicking human conversation, creating content and making recommendations based on your preferences. The turning point was the rise of OpenAI, initially founded as a non-profit to make AI accessible to all. OpenAI promised transparency and collaboration, but as its capabilities grew, so did the business potential. Soon, OpenAI pivoted into a for-profit model, sparking debates around ethics, monopolization, and how AI should be governed. Now let's talk contenders: America, Europe, and China. Europe has the brains and the talent. It boasts of some of the best AI researchers and academic institutions. But here's the catch: regulations. The European Union's AI Act is designed to protect people from biased algorithms, misinformation, and surveillance. While noble, the red tape could slow Europe's progress in the AI race. In a field that evolves by the day, too many restrictions might clip innovation before it even gets to stretch its wings. China, on the other hand, has a different approach. With platforms like DeepSeek, the country is showing the world that it's serious about dominating AI. DeepSeek has created some truly impressive models, smart, responsive, and multilingual. But the oversight is intense. Government influence is so deep that certain topics are simply off limits. I once asked DeepSeek to write a story about the Chinese Communist Party, and midway through, it stopped. Sorry, it said, that's beyond my scope. Let's talk about something else. That wasn't a bug, that was censorship in action. There's also the issue of alleged data theft. Rumors and reports have surfaced that DeepSeek may have used data from established Western AI companies without permission. If true, it raises major concerns about trust, ethics, and international competition. But despite all that, I have to give credit where it's due. I once asked ChatGPT and DeepSeek to write me a will, and this is the crucial part about the prompt I gave them. I'm a family man in Ghana with assets in real estate, and both models gave me solid advice. ChatGPT suggested selling the house and distributing the money, clean, simple, and logical. But DeepSeek, it understood that I'm Ghanaian. It factored in local preferences, how people in Ghana typically build their homes instead of buying, and how real estate liquidity is a challenge. Instead of selling it, it recommended assigning rooms to different family members and renting them out to generate long-term income. That level of contextual thinking, impressive. Still, even with all its raw power, DeepSeek's influence remains limited by China's internal politics and tight government oversight. It may be powerful, but its global reach, that's another story. Which brings us back to America. The US is home of the most well-known AI companies: OpenAI, Anthropic, Google DeepMind, Meta AI, and more. These tech giants are backed by Silicon Valley's deep pockets and benefit from a relatively open ecosystem. Yes, there's growing concern over AI safety, misinformation, and bias. And yes, regulatory agencies are starting to catch up. But for now, American companies enjoy a head start, and a major one at that. Here's the thing. Unlike China, where oversight is top-down and rigid, American AI companies are held accountable by independent watchdogs and agencies. These checks and balances mean that while growth might be slowed down by regulation, there's still space for innovation and course correction. And let's not forget, AI is no longer just a scientific curiosity, it's part of a much bigger geopolitical game. In the past, the superpowers of the world, think the G8, built their status on economic power, military strength, and socio-economic influence. But over the last 15 to 20 years, another factor has emerged: digital dominance. During the COVID era, the big conversation was around 5G networks. Today, the new frontier is AI. Why does everyone want to be the AI capital? Because data is the new oil, and in the age of Aquarius, the age of knowledge and innovation, information is the lifeblood of humanity. Whoever controls the most powerful AI controls the flow of that information, and that has implications for everything from economics to education to national security. There's also the dark side of this technology. AI models are only as good as the data they are trained on. If the data is biased, the AI will be too. That's why transparency in training data is so critical, and why the alleged use of copyrighted material by OpenAI caused such a stir. Let's not forget the OpenAI whistleblower who allegedly leaked information suggesting that copyrighted content had been used to train their models. Shortly after, that whistleblower mysteriously passed away. The cause still unclear. And while some call it a coincidence, others see it as a shadow hanging over the AI industry, a reminder that the stakes are incredibly high. So, where does that leave us? Europe may have the ethics but lacks the speed. China has the tech and the drive, but its internal politics may choke its influence. America, with its balance of innovation, investment, and soft power, is still the most likely candidate to lead the AI world. But let me be clear, nothing is guaranteed. We're in a moment of transition, on the edge of a new era where ones and zeros are shaping the future. The race for AI dominance is more than just a tech competition. It's about control over the tools that would define how we live, learn, work, and govern. And while AI might not have started with ChatGPT or DeepSeek, it's clear that the next decade will determine who wears the crown. Only time will tell who the true AI capital of the world will be. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Double Helix, coded to reality.